What's up guys, this is GhoUL and in this video we are going to talk about classes and objects in C++. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So what are classes? Uh, don't think that much for now. Just think of classes like a container, okay? So what are classes? A class is nothing but a container that helps you organize your functions and your variables, okay? Let's suppose I have four functions. I'm sorry. Let's suppose you have four functions. One for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So won't it be a good idea to create a class calculator and organize all of these functions we need under that class calculator? I think it will be a good idea. So let's get started. So how do you actually create a class? To create a class, all you need to do is type this class and type the class name. So I'm going to call this class print. No, not print. I'm going to call this class teach because since I'm using this for teaching purposes. So and you will find one very, just pay attention to this guys, there is a semicolon over here, okay? A class always ends with semicolon, okay? At the end of the parenthesis there will be a semicolon over here. And now let's get started with the class body, okay? So guys, you need to know about something called as access modifiers, okay? I'm going to tell you what access modifiers are. We are going to talk about three access modifiers: public, private and protected. So the public access modifiers can be accessed by the functions or whatever the by the class members, okay? The public access modifiers can be accessed by the class members, plus they can also be accessed outside the class by creating object for that particular class, okay? So whatever the whatever lies within this public part, whether it be a function or variable, it can be actually accessed outside the even outside the class by creating an object for the class. Next comes private. A private function or a variable can only be accessed by class members. It cannot be accessed outside the class by creating class objects or by any other method. And the third is protected. A protected, unlike private, it's just like private, okay? But there is one difference. One big difference is protected, unlike private, it can also be accessed by derived classes, okay? So what are derived classes? We are going to discuss that in some other video. There is no need to get into that much details in here. So guys, let's get started. I'm going to create a public function, and the function name is let's suppose I wanted to print something, and I wanted to print I'm giving it no parameters, and I wanted to print this: see out, play, 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 here. This is what I want my function to print, okay? And there you go, a basic class is ready. And now to access this class to access this class, to use this class, all I need to do is to create an object for this class, to call the functions beneath the class. And to create an object for the class, I will need to create an object for, you create an object like this, okay? Type the class name teach, that's the class name, and to create an object I'm going to call my object name object ob, okay? So teach ob, what it's going to do is it's going to create an object named ob for the class teach, okay? That's all you need to do to create an object. And now to access the function, I want to I will use this object ob to access this public function print, okay? And to access this function, all I need to do is do this ob.print, and there you go, your a fully functional program is ready, and it's going to print blah blah blah. So let's try this running this program, and as you can see it prints blah 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 hello world, and it printed hello world because I didn't remove this. So now it's only going to print blah blah. It's only going to print blah blah blah. Let's try this blah blah blah. Okay guys, what if I change this to private, the access modifier? So guys, as I told you already, and private function can only be accessed by the class members, and class members are whatever that is beneath the class, and it can't be accessed outside the class. So even by creating an object for the class teach ob, you won't be able to access this. It's going to show us an error, okay? And Let's try running this program, and as you can see, it shows us an error void teach print is private. So there you go, this method is not going to work. So guys, let me teach you one more thing, okay? I'm going to talk about how to create variables, how to declare variables beneath the class, okay? Make sure, you should always make sure that your variable is always private, okay? Make sure that your variable is private or the program is not going to work. It's simple as that. By saying that the program is not going to work, by saying that program is not going to work, I mean it's the wrong way of creating that program, okay? The program is definitely going to work even if you declare your variable in public public access modifier, but that's a very wrong practice, because anyone can mess up with your variables if you do that, and it's not good practice, okay? So never ever declare your variables in public part, okay? Never make your variables public, always make your uh, variables private. So I'm going to show you how to declare variables and how to take in how to give the variable some input and take the output of the output of the variable. I mean how to give a variable some value and how to extract that value from the variable. So this is the method which you are going to use. This is the proper way. I'm going to declare a variable called string test, okay? And then public, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create two functions, okay? One function to give the input to test and one function to take the output out of test, okay? To give the input to test, I'm going to create a function called as a void, and the function name will be input input y input test, okay? And it's going to take in an input not like that. It's going to take an input in string x, and then what it's going to do is test. As I told you guys, this variable, even if it's private, it can actually be accessed by by the class members, and this function void is a class member. Even if it isn't public, even if it is public, it's a class member. So I'm going to do this test equals to x, and there you go, guys. This is the proper way to feed an input to test, okay? To feed the value to the string test, to the variable test, okay? And to know what x is, okay? And now I want to use the value stored in that string test, okay? I want to use the value stored in that variable test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another function, and this time it's going to return a value that will be string output test, and this time no input, and all I'm going to do is return test. So there you go, guys. This is the fully functional program, and it's ready to use. And let's try let's try to test it, okay? Let's suppose I want to feed an input to that test, okay? To that private string test. Let's try doing this, okay? Ob dot input test, and to do that, let's suppose I want to feed it play, and that's all. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this cout um, ob dot output test, and what it's going to do is cout ob dot output test. It actually returns the value of test to us, okay? Even though the test now isn't private, we can actually access this by using these functions in public. So this is a proper method of doing this, and if I run this program, it should print blah blah blah. So let's try running this program. And guys, as you saw, it printed blah 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 very nicely. So thank you for watching the video. In the next video we are going to talk about constructors and destructors. So Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and once again thank you for watching my video.